There used to be a time when monsters were solely viewed as scary things. These were the things that crept in the night and would use your innards as a shish kebab if they managed to get their claws on you. But don't be afraid, because anime, as we know it, has a tendency to make everything cute or attractive. Therefore, don't forget to watch today's video to the very end as we make you privy to the top 10 weirdly sexy anime monsters. The harem that dares to go further than the regular anime talk brings us to a taste of what it's like to live with a beautiful face, yet evil inside your heart. Although through today's list, anime may seem more of a fetish genre than your regular comics or shows, anime monsters aren't for everyone. But if you're interested in the perverse side of anime in the slightest, then chances are you will give these sexy monsters a look. At the very least, we can safely say there's a lot of variety in the attractive monstrosity. And then again, people do come in all shapes and sizes. Short and tall, young and old, and sometimes with wings or a tail. Just because she's a monster girl doesn't mean she can't show you some love, does it? With monster girls being as they are, preference is mostly down to the individual's taste. If the horse thing throws you off, you probably aren't gonna be into Saria. And if you're hyped for slime, then Sue is your default best girl. But regardless of bias, we've looked at the many great girl monsters in anime and made a list of who we think are the top 10 weirdly sexy anime monsters. So, watch on for our top picks. Number 10. Eris, Cat Planet Cuties. Eris is an alien from the planet Keisha who resembles a human, with the addition of cat ears and a cat tail. These animal features allow her to speak with regular cats just as easily as humans. She was assigned to the planet Earth to evaluate if our culture is ready to join the large-scale galactic community. Despite her large assignment in evaluating Earth, Eris is only 16 years old. At that ripe young age, she does have the occasional problem of going into heat like an Earth cat. The need to breed makes Earth even more attractive to her, as Keisha consists mostly of women, making Earth a paradise of men for a cat girl in heat. Eris is a 16-years-old scout for the Keishan people exploring Earth. Tall and well-endowed, she has easily befriended many people and regular cats she has met on Earth. Initially, most do not believe her to be an alien, but she shows Kyo the proof directly with her technology, ears, and tail. While she is learning the ways of Earth, she is also a competent fighter who employs strategies and technologies not seen on Earth. Number 9. Lala Statlin Deviluk to Love Rue. Lala's tail and wings may give her a slightly demon-like appearance, but she is actually an alien. In fact, she is the princess of an entire planet called Deviluk. Tired of an endless line of suitors attempting to marry her for status, Lala ran away from home and eventually found herself on Earth. Along with being a cheerful person, Lala is also a genius inventor. But she is also somewhat absent-minded, which often results in her inventions running amok and giving viewers fan service. Number 8. Holo, Spice and Wolf. Holo is a wolf god that originally provided people with bountiful harvests. But as time marched on, the people began to forget about her. While she normally takes the appearance of a young lady with wolf ears and a tail, her true form is a gigantic wolf that could crush your house with the sheer might of its paws instead of huffing and puffing to blow the place down. As a person, Holo is somewhat lonely as the lack of worshippers has left her isolated for some time. She is also reluctant to become attached to a human, knowing she will outlive them. Holo is the deuteragonist of Spice and Wolf. She is a non-human, a wolf spirit that lives in the wheat. Originally from Yoitsu, Holo traveled south, eventually arriving at Paslo, where she settled down as the village wheat goddess. After centuries of watching over Paslo, she escaped from the field she had been living in by inhabiting the wheat on a merchant's cart. She joined the merchant, Kraft Lawrence, on his travels thereafter. Number 7. Milgir Furiano Biscotti, Dog Days. Milgir is the princess of the Biscotti Republic, which exists in a world where everyone is part human and part animal. Along with being one of her nation's top political leaders, she also works as a singer and performs public concerts for the morale of her people. It was Milgir who first summoned Sync to her world in order to obtain a champion that could save her homeland from ruin. Although she was unaware that there is no spell for sending a summoned hero back home, that may not be such a bad thing as this monster girl's heart begins to yearn for him. Number 6. Mocha Akashia, Rosario the Vampire. Yakai Private Academy is a school designed to teach young monsters about living alongside humans. Whenever something crazy is going on at the school, you can bet Mocha Akashia and her friends are involved. Mocha is a vampire, one of the highest classes of monsters, and generally goes around as a friendly pink-haired girl. but the magic rosario she wears seals the majority of her vampire power. When it is removed, she reverts to a red-eyed, silver-haired, a warrior who is powerful enough to defeat most other monsters with a single strike. Number 5. Rachna Arachnara, Monster Musu no Uru Nishaiju. Rachna is a foreigner who lives in Japan as part of a cultural exchange program, focusing on bringing humans and monsters together into a unified society. As an erect spider girl, she has a more monstery appearance than her roommates or even compared to other monsters in general. She was originally exploited by not one but two host families who valued her for her silk, which has a high market value, but finally found a loving home with Kimirido. As one of the oldest of the main characters, she is a bit more mature than the rest of her housemates. Number 4. Asteroth Idvar, Asteroth's Toy. Asteroth is a succubus princess who has surrounded herself with a harem. The problem is that the harem is full of nothing but women. Asteroth hates men, but without a harem of men, it is impossible for a succubus to replenish their spent magical energy. This is not too much of a problem now, since Asteroth is only 10 years old, but a mature succubus must have regular male partners, or they will die. She boldly proclaimed that her first man must be a human. A seemingly impossible demand, since the only portal to the human world has been closed for years. Until recently, that is. Number 3. Tsubasa Hankawa, Bakemonogatari. Tsubasa is well known at her school as an overachiever and top student. But behind this model student's mask, she suffered at home due to struggling personal relationships within her family. She did not start life out as a monster girl. Initially, she was a young human lady. That changed when Tsubasa was possessed by the spirit of a dead cat. Whereas the normal Tsubasa is a reserved and soft-spoken person, the cat spirit, now known as Black Tsubasa, can range from playful and talkative to cruel and manipulative. Number 2. Naruko, Hayoru, Naruwani. Naruko is a member of an alien race called the Narlothian, all of whom are based on the work of H.P. Lovecraft. Assigned to Earth as a bodyguard for a human, she takes the form of a young girl who is generally friendly, unless combat is involved, in which case she will put you in the ground. As a top-ranking graduate of the Space Defense Agency, she is an expert in close-quarters combat and one of the deadliest fighters on Earth. Since coming to our planet, she has become obsessed with otaku culture, often spending her family's vast wealth on anime, manga, and games. Number 1. Lasaru Ristal, Dikaraboku wa, H-God Dekanai, so I can't play Age. Lasara is a Shinigami who wields a deadly side for combat. In the guise of a human, she appears as a red-headed girl with equally red eyes, generally sporting her school uniform. But in battle, she transforms into a black outfit more suitable for fighting. She came to Earth to find a man that she could use for spirit energy, basically a glorified human battery. Upon meeting Ryasuke and making a deal for his energy, she begins to genuinely fall in love with him, which is not necessarily a bad thing, since the energy she needs to take from him is generated by lust. With that, we end this video. Don't forget to join in a next time for more of such interesting content.